The Aegean sun blazed overhead as the Greek fleet approached the rugged coastline of Ionia. It was August 479 BC, and the fate of Greece, and perhaps all of Europe, hung in the balance. The Persian Empire, the greatest the world had ever known, had been humiliated at Salamis the year before, but their vast armies still threatened to crush the free cities of Greece. Now, the Greeks had taken the fight to the enemy's doorstep. The march to Mycale, the Spartan king Leotychides stood at the prow of his ship, his sharp eyes scanning the shore. Beside him, the Athenian general Xanthippus, father of the famed Pericles, gripped the rail tightly. Their mission was clear: to strike a decisive blow against the Persians and liberate the Ionian Greeks from tyranny. The Greek fleet had been drawn to the coast of Asia Minor by rumors of a massive Persian army encamped near Mount Mycale. The Persian commanders, Tigranes and Artanes, had gathered their forces, both Persian infantry and their Ionian Greek allies, to defend against any Greek assault. But the Greeks had a secret weapon, a message from the gods. Before setting sail, Leotychides had received an omen, an eagle carrying a serpent, which dropped its prey onto a nearby ship. The priests interpreted this as a sign of victory, and the men took heart. Now, as the ships neared the shore, the Greeks prepared for battle. The Persian defense on the beach, the Persians had formed a formidable defense. They had dragged their ships ashore, creating a wooden wall to protect their camp. Behind this barricade, thousands of Persian archers and infantry stood ready. The Persian commanders were confident; they had the numbers, and the Greeks would have to fight uphill on unfamiliar terrain. But the Greeks were not deterred. Leotychides ordered his men to land further down the coast, where the terrain was less fortified. As the hoplites waded ashore, their bronze armor gleaming in the sunlight, they formed their dreaded phalanx, a wall of shields and spears that had shattered Persian armies before. The betrayal of the Ionians. The battle began with a fierce clash. The Persians rained arrows down on the advancing Greeks, but the hoplites pressed forward, their shields deflecting the deadly volleys. As the two forces collided, something unexpected happened. The Ionian Greeks, who had been forced to fight for Persia, began to turn against their masters. At first, it was just a few men hesitating in their attacks. Then, whole units broke ranks, attacking the Persians from behind. The tide of battle shifted instantly. The Persian commanders, realizing their allies had betrayed them, tried to rally their troops, but chaos spread through their ranks. The Spartan and Athenian charged. Seeing the confusion, Leotychides raised his spear and bellowed, "Now, Spartans! For freedom and glory!" The Spartan hoplites surged forward, their long spears driving into the Persian lines. At the same time, Xanthippus led the Athenians in a furious assault on the Persian flanks. The Persians, though brave, were no match for the disciplined Greek warriors. Their lighter armor and shorter weapons left them vulnerable in close combat. One by one, the Persian nobles fell, their ornate robes stained with blood. Tigranes, the Persian commander, fought valiantly but was cut down by a Spartan spear. The burning of the Persian fleet. As the Persian army crumbled, the Greeks turned their attention to the beached ships. Torches were brought forward, and soon, flames engulfed the wooden barricade. The crackling fire spread rapidly, consuming the Persian fleet and sealing their fate. With no escape, the remaining Persians either fled into the hills or died where they stood. The aftermath. By dusk, the Battle of Mycale was over. The Persians had been annihilated, and the Ionian Greeks were free once more. The victory was not just a military triumph, it was a symbol. The mighty Persian Empire, which had sought to conquer Greece, had been defeated on its own soil. As the Greeks celebrated, Leotychides and Xanthippus stood together, watching the smoke rise from the burning ships. The war was not yet over, but this battle had ensured that Greece would remain free. The legacy of Mycale would echo through history, a testament to courage, unity, and the unyielding spirit of freedom. Epilogue. The Battle of Mycale marked the end of the Persian invasion of Greece. Soon after, the Greeks would drive the last Persian forces from Europe, securing their independence. For the Ionians, the victory meant liberation from Persian rule, though the struggle for true freedom would continue. But on that day, as the sun set over the Aegean, the Greeks knew they had achieved something extraordinary. Against all odds, they had stood together, Spartans, Athenians, Ionians, and defeated an empire. And in doing so, they had ensured that the flame of Greek liberty would burn on for centuries to come.